testimony in the Kouri Richins trial was entirely focused on her finances.
News specialist Shelby Lofton is tracking this case for us. And Shelby, there's a mansion at the center of this story.
Yeah, you may have heard of or seen the Midway Mansion. It's that $2.9 million property that Kouri bought around the time her husband, Eric, died. Well, now we're seeing details of that transaction through documents. Today was completely devoted to digging into Kouri's finances. Forensic accountant Brooke Carrington said Kouri's bank account for her business, Kouri Richins Realty, was often in the hole. She said and showed there were many transactions that didn't clear the bank. She showed how Kouri would often use money from a house sale to pay off debt or pay vendors like contractors who did work on the homes she flipped. They also showed transactions with several lenders Kouri was working with. Today we saw a document that showed Kouri purchased the so-called Midway Mansion on March 5th, 2022. That's one day after Eric died. She had signed a contract to purchase it in December 2021. The prosecution asked about problems with the home. Back on day one of this trial, they said the mansion is just a facade, arguing it needed a lot of renovation work, which would cost money. Whereas the defense said Eric and Kouri were celebrating this purchase. They said Kouri intended to flip it, then sell it for millions more than the, quote, bargain basement price she paid for it. Carrington says based on her investigation, Kouri was in financial distress during this time.
It was imploding. Her debts and liabilities far outweighed her assets. And even if she had sold everything she had, it would not have been enough to get back to zero.
I'm not unrealistic about that.
Kouri's attorney, Kathy Nestor, asked Carrington, wouldn't banks shut down Kouri's accounts if checks were consistently getting bounced? Carrington said financial institutions look at the whole of the account, and they wouldn't kick out Kouri because they had other accounts like Eric's accounts making and bringing in money. Now, the defense also pressed Carrington about any notes or any evidence that Kouri was implying she was going to kill her husband, Eric, to resolve some of her financial matters. Carrington said there was one email that Kouri had sent someone saying that her marriage was inconvenient. We also saw an email today where Kouri blamed her low credit score on her husband. Court starts back up tomorrow morning at 9:30.